Clam exercises, what are they good for? They're good to get you a buns of steel, they're good to give you a bootylicious booty, ready for summer. Christian, what else are they good for?
I can think of a few things besides that. And primarily, they're there, especially some of the glute muscles, there to stabilize our pelvis, and they support our lower limb, and they do a lot for great spinal function. So my focus is mainly that, but there's horses for courses here.
Yeah.
Sorry to say, but I have been checking out your booty, and I think maybe it's in a little bit of need of some help there. So I think maybe we should go through some exercises and see what you can do to improve your butt.
I'm pretty sure that was in the script.
No, maybe not.
All right, here we are. Dan's having a nap. We're going to wake him up now. Essentially, what we're doing here with these glute clams, just want to talk to you a little bit more about this. So the glute system is made up of a number of different glute muscles. They work in different planes, have different roles, different tasks. A lot of the time they co-contract and perform a motion in unison, sometimes in isolation, but two of the muscles that often fail in the glute system is two muscles called the glute medius and the minimus. And it works in the side plane, so it works in this kind of motion here, when one leg stancing, stability, and often they're cramped, tight, weak, and they're not supporting the pelvis the way we'd like them to. They fatigue often very quickly because they are underperforming and weak. And we get a bit of a dumping out into the lumbar spine. So the lower back, the muscles there and the joints there have to compensate for perhaps an underperforming glute system. And it's also crucial for control of knee, ankle, downstream effects. So basically, when we talk about these muscles, we can often use these things called isometric holds or clams, which is basically isometric contraction is a contraction where we're loading up a muscle without changing its length, using time to achieve a desired effect there. And basically what we would do here is we'd re-educate the brain's knowledge of what this muscle does, because sometimes it just gets lazy. It loses the pathways of knowing what this task, the task that this muscle needs to perform is. So basically by using contraction over time, we're lining up a lot of receptors in here, shooting up the spinal cord, lighting up brain areas, and the brain gets better educated into coordination and contraction of these muscles, knowing what on is, what off is, what the task is. So we're going to use these little clams here. We're going to do these holds. So we put Dan in a position where we're going to run through 4 different exercises, positioning him like this, a bit more than a fist open here, legs resting down, neutral here, so we're not forward or back, hip is on top of hip, and basically we're just looking for a light up of these muscles here. So against gravity, 1 minute on the stopwatch for every single rep, for every single set. We can add load with a belt or with a tight band, so we're not getting a lot of positional change, and basically lighting up that area, making it work, getting a bit of a shake, getting a bit of fatigue, but definitely a burn in there. That's what the target is. Then we'll roll over and do the other side. Now we'll flow onto a straight-legged one. From there, lifting straight up. We can play around with foot position to get different glute fibers, but essentially fairly neutral is okay. Again, loading up and just having that area there kick in. How are you going there? You feeling any of that?
I feel that one.
Yeah. So basically that's going to light up a lot of beautiful signaling, get that brain nice and glowing. We'll flow into the next one. We'd always do the other side. Now with this one here, we're going into the first one and then we're lifting the ankle right up so it's up above. Slightly different fibers engaged. There we go, holding that one down. You got to work against that gravity. Now we'll add the load just to challenge him a little bit further because he needs it. And feeling that in there?
Oh, I can feel that.
Yeah, so we're nowhere near a minute. So basically this is probably a little bit much, but anyway, we're showing you guys. All right, straightening it out, bending the knees back, and then from there on, lifting that ankle up higher than the knee, keeping that nice and neutral. Hold the load there. I'm gonna let it go. You're cheating there, so we'll bring you back in line. Ankle up, ankle up, ankle up. There we go. Good. Now, let that stay there. Struggling a little bit?
Oh, I hate you again.
Yeah, that's cool. This is what we want. Some hate's good for us. Anyway, so that's what we do. Drop that down for me. You can have a rest. A minute, a contraction. Both sides. 8 minutes to do all the positions for both sides. Ideally, you want to have 2 of those cycles, so 16 minutes around there. But depending on the load, if you put the band in, you're pushing really hard, we might get away with 8 minutes. It's basically the total amount of contractions or signals traveling, but to re-educate the system. And basically by having this turned on, functioning better, we can do this in a safe way without aggravating tissue. So we can do this for acute situations. It's great for pain treatment anywhere in the body. And it's an amazing little entry that may seem very simple, but is highly effective and can be done, by anyone quite simply. Just a little bit of time needed. And that's the glute clams for you.
Oh, my God.